What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Voice of Reason, where we're going to talk about some of the dumbest news from this week. We got Donald Trump's health is completely collapsing. The White House I feel like they're just covering it up.
Not well.
Yeah, filling him full of medication and pushing him out on stage. The only problem is the medication seems to be wearing off pretty quick, and Donald Trump has been sleeping through most of his press conferences. Which we'll get into that. We're also going to talk about how the Jan 6 pipe bomber was arrested, and it was not Marjorie Taylor Greene, dog. I was convinced it was her.
I gotta tell you, I'm disappointed.
I actually am. But it was a Trump supporter who believed the 2020 election was stolen, and Mike had a good point. There is a chance that this guy will receive a pardon from Donald Trump.
We'll look at it, but
that
think
is a
about
possibility.
it. Let that brew for a little bit.
Right? So, and we're also going to talk about, Donald Trump is claiming that liberals are supporting narco-terrorists, which that's a new one. He has renamed the Institute of Peace after himself, as well as made FIFA give him a participation medal.
I read right before the show. I don't know. I didn't get a chance to verify it, but apparently FIFA did not give him the award. The president of FIFA gave him the award without FIFA, the organization's approval.
Really?
So I have to look into that. But how funny would that be if they're like, no.
Yeah, right. We had nothing to do with that, which honestly we thought it was quite pathetic. The party that bitched and moaned about participation trophies, the leader got one. The leader of the United States gave himself a fucking, excuse my language, participation trophy. It's hilarious how pathetic this is. And we're about to go to war with Venezuela over oil. Nothing else. Has nothing to do with drugs, nothing to do with terrorism, and 100% to do with the oil of Venezuela.
And guess how we know?
Most oil-rich country in the world.
Guess how we know? Because Trump said it a few years ago.
Yeah, I have the video from 2023 where Trump admits that we should have all of their oil. They're also spreading ridiculous lies and trying to give reasons of why we should go to war for Venezuela. I don't know if you read, or I don't know if we talked about this before the show, or I think I was talking about this with Amanda. Hi, Amanda, if you're watching, by the way. The one boat they double tapped wasn't even heading in our direction. It was heading south and east. It was not even heading in the direction of the United States, and they still bombed the shit out of it.
I would not put it past Pete Hegseth to not know his north from his south, from his east from his west. I wouldn't be surprised.
Right. So somehow drugs that are headed away from the United States, which of course there were no drugs on this boat. MAGA refuses to admit it. But yeah, they're just indiscriminately bombing fishing vessels.
You know, I should have sent you the video. So this is going to be vague AF, and I apologize, but it was on CNN or Fox. I don't remember which one, and it doesn't really matter. But some schmuck was on there trying to defend him. The boat attacks. And the host was like, okay, so if you have Arkansas and they blow up a boat on a lake that they say is suspected drug runners, is that legal? And the guy was like, well, that's not a well-formed question. And then the host was like, exactly, it's illegal.
Right, exactly. Here's my thing, though. We have the most advanced military in the world and some of the best trained operatives in the world. You mean to tell me we couldn't have surrounded a tiny boat with 2 dudes in it, or 4 or 10 or 100? We couldn't have surrounded the boat, seized it, and go on camera like, look, guys, we got drugs. We were telling the truth. No, they're just bombing boats.
And how about this? They can't use the expense, the cost effectiveness of just blowing up the boat. You could get a bunch of our boats to surround that boat, and it would be less expensive than the cost of one bomb. Bombs are millions of dollars.
It's crazy. It's crazy that we're involved in this. But this is what happens when you put a Fox News host / wannabe male model in charge of the United States military.
Well, to be fair, it's deeper than that. This is what happens when you keep repeating the same pattern, right? First, it was weapons of mass destruction. There were no weapons of mass destruction.
Right.
Now it's, they're running drugs to our country. No, they're not. Let's blow them up.
Right. Nothing's happening. Venezuela is not bothering us. If anything, they're trying to mind their own business. I'm not saying anything good about Venezuela because the dictator of Venezuela is obviously a piece of shit. But we have an equal piece of shit in the White House doing dictator stuff. Like on Tuesday, Mike and I are going to go over, I forget what it's called. Let me look it up real quick. Donald Trump has released the national security strategy for the United States of America. And it does not involve our allies. If anything, we are going to be further cozying up to America's enemies. Donald Trump is further pushing us into dictatorship, autocracy, whatever you want to call it. We just call it Nazi America because that's basically what it is.
Yep.
All right, so let's get into it. But first, for fun, we are going to show you the CEO of Palantir.
Oh,
Talked about Palantir plenty of times in the past. We've also talked about how these billionaires all seem to be raging drug addicts. Elon Musk, every time you see an interview of Peter Thiel, the dude is literally pouring sweat. That is not from nerves. The dude is high, okay? Don Jr., another perfect example. Like, why are you putting your hand in your pocket and rubbing it on your gums? Are you rubbing pocket lint
I'm
on your
sorry.
gums?
That was the most drug behavior thing I have ever
That's
seen.
some crackhead shit, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah, first of all, why do you have loose cocaine in your pocket? Like
leave that shit on Air Force One.
Right.
Like, what do you do?
We're gonna go watch a rocket launch. Let me pour some cocaine in my pocket. What is wrong with these people? But we showed you the videos of Elon Musk just tweaking and twitching. All right, so I'm gonna show you. This is the CEO of Palantir, and keep in mind, Palantir has been put in charge of mass surveillance of the United States. These are the people that are going to be monitoring everything we do, to include our social media activity.
And that is not speculation. That is
real with AI. Unregulated AI, no less. But this is the CEO of that company.
A lot of decisions when we began talking, annoying each other 10 years ago. Hopefully I'm annoying you as much as 10 years ago, or more. When I made you know this, every decision Palantir made.
You notice how
FDAs,
he's talking just like Musk,
going
right?
public, building
Just
products,
like
no one, enterprise, large data sets.
They're all on some
going to
designer
government,
drugs.
acknowledging American superiority, being pro-meritocracy, launching an AI platform, calling into question that AI models would actually be able to perform without orchestration. Every single one, Ornithology, every single one of those was viewed as stupid.
Wow.
You cannot tell me that's not drugs. That's not just some weird dude acting strange. That's straight up. I don't even know. I'm guessing ketamine. These guys all seem to be into ketamine. Honestly, Elon Musk is so bad into ketamine that he can barely control his bladder. He's actually becoming incontinent. Like, most people don't know this, but if you abuse ketamine, you will literally start pissing out pieces of your own bladder. That's how it affects the body when you become addicted to that kind of shit. Now, there's therapeutic uses for ketamine. That was not a therapeutic use of any kind of drug. That was just the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company, high as a motherfucker on stage, talking to people.
You know what, Cats Amanda? I don't know if that's not crack.
No.
What that is, in my opinion, having no authority to understand what I'm talking about. But honestly, all those billionaire tech bros are on designer drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, ketamine is like their weed to them. They're on weird shit that we've never seen and don't even know what it does.
Right. Yeah, and let's not, like, just to point out the parallels, Nazis believed that certain drugs gave them superpowers.
A lot of meth in the Nazi
That's what Hitler thought. He thought methamphetamines were created by Hitler's personal doctor. We have that guy to thank for all the Adderall and other types of stimulants that are on the market now. That was originally made and marketed for Nazis. So
they literally were trying to make drugged up super soldiers. Like, that's a real thing.
And that's why a lot of the Nazis were murdered. They were killing themselves because they were up for like a week straight losing their minds. But yeah, so again, I agree with Mike. This is some probably designer shit. If I had to guess, just based on my past experience, some kind of stimulant, like maybe a lot of Adderall, but that to me looks more like ketamine than anything. The involuntary movements, the can't sit still, but it's obviously something. Like, if these guys pissed in a cup, the cup would melt. They're on so many drugs. It's so bad. Like steam would come out of the cup. Like, what the fuck is in here? I don't understand it.
Ours would grow a little plant. Theirs would burn right through the cup.
Right? Oh, this is a fun story. This has nothing to do with tonight. But Mike, I read the story where they're saying that ICE is hiring people literally that can barely read or write.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a rumor online right now. There is a 400+ pound ICE agent whose doctor literally said, "Don't hire this meatball because he's a health risk." And they hired the guy. So if anybody sees a picture of a 400-pound ICE agent, please, for the love of God, send it to me.
Yeah,
I've got to see this.
You know, it's funny for Pete Kegsbreath, who's trying to impose these super masculine standards for the military. Yet ICE agents, they're literally scraping whatever they can off the McDonald's bathroom floor.
Right, but
they're just sending them out there with a mask and a gun.
But think about that, though. They're giving uneducated hillbillies automatic rifles, state-of-the-art technology, and body armor, and federal immunity, according to Stephen Miller, and saying, go out there and round up brown people.
Yep.
What?
You have the direct authority of the President of the United States.
Right. So we have a Gestapo in the United States, and apparently
Yes,
they're not very bright. Yeah. So anyway, we'll talk about that more on another show. All right, let's get into Donald Trump's health. This is, I can't remember the guy's name, but he is a medical professional. And here he is talking about Donald Trump's, I don't know, I guess health concerns, because we know there's something going on because you don't get an MRI for preventative measures.
Those of us who are laymen in the medical field, we have enough experience in our own lives to be able to see when someone is clearly suffering some sort of health incidents.
Yeah.
Okay, we know that Donald Trump, in his advanced age, his inability to eat anything other than a hamburger, and his genuine just rage all the time is not a good prescription for a healthy older adult. Yeah. Okay, but when you see the man stumbling, walking from A to B a short distance, when you see bruises on his hands, when you see drooping in his face, when you hear cognitive screw-ups that are slurring and forgetting and weird emphasis, and he's falling asleep at like 5 o'clock on the dot every day,
I'm telling you,
it makes you wonder from a clinical standpoint, from someone who does have medical knowledge and experience, what the hell is going on? So we have a little bit of that.
Yeah, Amanda had a good point. She thinks he has sundowner syndrome.
Oh,
he was
definitely.
Up the other night at like 3 a.m. and he posted, and I don't even know how this is possible, 150 times in 1 hour.
Yeah, that's absurd. Even I can't post that much, and sometimes I can post
more
quite
than
a bit.
2 posts a minute.
Yeah, that's
what
not.
What are you doing?
That's Adderall or something.
That's insane. But wow, here you were talking about how he can't even walk in a straight line. But I'll show this clip real quick. This is Melania and him. We showed this before. Melania is holding Donald Trump up, trying to get him to walk in a straight line. All they're trying to do is get from the White House to Marine One. But you can see in the video, Melania is clearly trying to help him walk straight.
Update on the negotiations between Russia and Ukraine.
Here's where you can really tell.
Yeah, right there. Oh, wow.
Right there.
Also, let's look at history. She never touches the man.
No.
She's not going to embrace him like that, like a couple that actually touches each other on a regular basis.
She hates his guts. They don't even sleep in the same bedroom.
So that later part of the video, you could see he was kind of, his weight and his momentum is forcing him to shift a little bit, but yeah. Look, that's not. Did you see the video where he's walking with one of his grandkids and he's just like,
all over the place,
shuffling all over the place? I mean,
it's pretty bad. Yeah, it's getting worse. It's really getting worse. But let me show you the one clip of this gentleman. I forget. God damn it! I should have wrote his Instagram handle down. But here he is talking about the bruises on Donald Trump's hands and what he believes they are.
This dementia patient keeps having bruising on this hand because he's most likely getting a monthly infusion of a drug called Kisunla. I'm a physical therapist with a doctorate in my field with 14 years experience working in home health care, treating geriatric patients with dementia just like this guy. Kisunla is a monoclonal antibody drug that is used for early symptomatic Alzheimer's disease. It targets the amyloid plaques that want to form on the surface of the brain and slows the progression of the disease. While it targets the amyloid plaque formation, it does not improve symptoms, which is why, on top of being a colossal piece of shit anyway, you're going to see his mental capabilities and inhibitions disintegrate on fucking camera. It's just meant to slow progression. That's why roughly once a month you see his hand bruised, covered with makeup, and in this case, covered with 2 Band-Aids, because his veins in his hand are suffering repeated trauma from the infusion.
Which totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. And that's actually what we had called that. My mom used to be a nurse, and she said that she believes it was from an IV, which would make sense. Which makes sense.
Yep.
You know, if you're going to get a monthly infusion, there you go.
I mean,
So
it's funny because we've been making fun of Trump for 10 years now about how he talks like an infant and he talks like a toddler and he has the brain function of a pear, but like.
that's
Watching him get worse, it's clearly some type of dementia. This man is not in control of his faculties. He is out of his mind. You could tell because his 150 posts in a minute or in an hour, you could tell because he doesn't even know where he is. We have footage later when he gives himself a medal. It sounds like he's talking about he thinks he won the Nobel Peace Prize. Like the guy is overblowing everything because he's just living in his own imagination, in his own disintegrating imagination.
Yeah, and do you have that video? Or show the overlay of how Donald Trump is decorating the White House, because Mike noticed some very disturbing similarities to somewhere else that Trump used to frequent quite often.
A lot of people have been posting these and it blew my mind. I've been on this for like 3 days now. I can't get over the fact that the exact same decorations are being used from Jeffrey Epstein's living room in the Oval Office. It's not even like similar. It's the same fucking shit. Look at that. Donald Trump has made our Oval Office, the People's Oval Office, into an homage to Jeffrey Epstein's design taste.
Yeah.
I cannot get over this. I literally cannot get over this.
Oh, by the way, we were right. The reason they won't release the Epstein files is because Donald Trump trafficked kids. There's a new lawsuit, I guess, apparently, that accuses Donald Trump of actually running
great.
Yeah, apparently running an operation almost identical to Jeffrey Epstein's. I believe Donald Trump was one of the traffickers, not just a participant. That's why I believe they won't release it.
Because they probably used Mar-a-Lago as a stopover.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. If it's worse than the Republicans thought it was, then you know it's bad. But anyway, let me play this other video where the same gentleman talks about how he believes Donald Trump is definitely in the further end stages of dementia.
That's the President of the United States dead ass asleep on camera in the Oval Office during a press briefing because he most likely has Alzheimer's and or dementia that is causing his brain to atrophy. I'm a physical therapist with a doctorate in my field and 14 years experience in home health care treating geriatric patients just like Sleepy Guy. Over time, dementia will reduce your radius of self-awareness around your physical body to just around your head and face. Now, fatigue can simply be a part of aging, but dementia is a different animal. Over time, you lose the ability to be aroused or focus your attention on things that require your direct attention, like a damn press briefing in your office. Of course, the irony of all ironies, the executive responsible for making Ozempic faints in the middle of a press briefing. And here we have the commander-in-chief looking like he has no connection to this situation at all. And the truth is, he really doesn't. Cognitively speaking, this is exactly the reaction you would expect from somebody who has dementia.
That makes sense, because we were curious, like, because he acted like he just didn't give a shit, or, you know, was annoyed that the guy fell down. But yeah, he acted like he wasn't even there, like he didn't even know.
He was like, it wasn't, he was disassociated, much like
Mike froze up
last week.
Oh, there he goes.
Last week.
Yeah, that's just 1 week.
And you know what's funny? No, it's not all from the exact same press briefing, but you can't tell because he wears the same fucking clothes every day, like a goddamn serial killer.
I know, right? The only time he changed his outfit was when Mom Donnie stopped by. Then he started wearing like that.
He's like, I want to dress like that cool brown guy.
Yeah. That was funny, actually. But yeah, so that's Donald Trump, our president. Most people get fired from their jobs for sleeping on the job. Not in America. Apparently, all you got to do is be the president. And
Well, in America, it's the place where you could fail up the most.
No shit. You really can fail your way up the chain in this country. It's amazing. As long as you know the right people and have enough money, dude, sky's the limit in this country. Donald Trump is an obvious example of that. So, all right, before we go on to Donald Trump's participation medal, let's talk about the Jan 6 bomber real quick. Alleged, I guess. I guess we have to say for legal reasons, but they caught him, and it was not Marjorie Taylor Greene, but it was, of course, a Trump supporter. So the question is, will Donald Trump pardon this guy? But Mike has a little bit of information on him because we were shocked it was not Marjorie.
Look, we always knew that it was a Trump supporter, obviously, because, you know, those of us that were conscious and aware and have functioning brains remember January 6th, the way it happened.
Right.
This was interesting. So the 2021 pipe bomb suspect told the FBI he believed conspiracy theories about the 2020 election, according to two people familiar with the matter. Now, MAGA is already trying to paint him as if he was a liberal because they don't understand how to maintain a narrative on January 6th, because now they're trying to say that for some reason a liberal was going to place a bomb before, I don't know, whatever, but it gets deeper than that. Brian Cole Jr., the suspect accused of being the Jan 6 pipe bomber, confessed to agents that he planted the bombs and has indicated he supported President Trump. Now, this person, Kyle Clark, made a great connection. Does this make him J6 pardon eligible? Think about it. If this guy is declaring in official legal documents regarding his case that he did these things, he's admitting he did these things in support of Donald Trump, that means he's a MAGA. Mm-hmm. And if that's the case, Donald Trump pardoned all the January 6 criminals because, you know, why wouldn't he? So technically, if this guy gets convicted, I don't know how pardons work in the legality of this criminal empire, but would it retroactively immediately pardon this guy, or would Donald Trump step in? Imagine if Donald Trump stepped in after this guy gets convicted under his Department of Justice. Think about it. There's no way now to say that Biden was unfairly prosecuting him, because this prosecution is now taking place under Donald Trump's administration. Kash Patel is involved. The Department of Justice is going to be involved. This is a Donald Trump prosecution of a MAGA.
Yeah.
What is that going to do to MAGA? Does he support MAGA still? Does he turn his back on MAGA?
They're desperately trying to paint him as a liberal, but it's not going to work, guys. Sorry, not going to work. Never going to happen. But no, at least they caught the guy, I guess. Not like it was a surprise at all that it was a Trump supporter. I think it was just.
I was hoping it was Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I know, right? That would have been.
I'm not going to lie.
I know. It was fun to speculate. You know, it is what it is, though. But anyway, let's move on, because Donald Trump is now out there giving himself peace prizes. And Mike said that the FIFA did not know about this prize. Apparently, the president of FIFA just decided to, hey, let's give the dictator of America a participation medal.
Look, before you play the videos, I just want to emphasize one special moment. Keep in mind,
that is crazy work.
Keep in mind when you watch the video, normally when you are bestowed a medal of honor, it is placed around your neck.
You don't give it to yourself.
You don't give it to yourself, as this guy gooning for a medal is doing.
Dude, he looks straight up like Gollum in The Ring. Like, my precious. But here, we go talk over the video. But here's him.
Mr. President, this is your prize. This is your peace prize. There is also a beautiful medal for you that you can wear.
So humiliating.
Everywhere you want to go.
Is there anyone in the audience?
Okay, let me hold.
They're not clapping because they think this is ridiculous.
Excellent.
Oh, now they're clapping. Okay, good.
And you will receive also, of course, a certificate, which reads out, and I would read it out with your.
All right, I just got to pause here. They made this up for him. This is not something FIFA gives out on an annual basis.
Another thing that I saw on actual cable news was, did I send you the video of Gutfeld?
I don't think so. I don't
Okay,
think
so that is that his name, Gutfeld, that
Greg
creep on
Gutfeld?
Fox?
Yeah.
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 So someone says that, like, he's trying to defend this medal, and the person talking to him was like, they made this up for him, and he's like, what do you mean? And they're like, there were no other contestants. There was no one else up for the medal. They just
Right.
made it up for Trump. And he's like, what? I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, right. Like literally, this is a fake award that they made up for this
Permission,
egomaniacal
what
psychopath.
Are the reasons for you receiving this?
Oh, the reasons.
FIFA
Oh,
Peace
let's hear
Prize?
it. Let's hear
Football
it.
Unites the world.
Let's hear it.
So the FIFA Peace Prize is presented annually on behalf
No,
of
it isn't.
millions
No.
of football-loving people from around the world to a distinguished individual who exemplifies an unwavering commitment to advancing peace
think
and
Trump is
unity
pooping
throughout
right
the
now?
world through
Probably
their
is shitting
notable
himself.
leadership and action.
He is so desperate for a peace prize because Obama got a Nobel Peace Prize. He made fucking FIFA give him one, and they named the Institute of Peace after him. Man, this is dumb. We're going to war with Venezuela, a country we did not have a conflict with. We're going to war with Venezuela. We're funding wars in the Middle East. We're making enemies on a daily basis. Donald Trump is attacking United States citizens who have committed no crimes. And you want to give this guy a peace medal?
Did you
off?
I didn't send it to you, but there's one where it was a literal American citizen who was getting eaten by a dog. Basically, they were sicking the dog on it, and he's just got chew marks all over him.
Jesus Christ! Oh,
or the
that.
woman who was in her scrubs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like took a nurse was an American citizen, and I guess she was the right shade of brown for them to attack, and they rip her out of her car.
Yep. Welcome to America.
If you're brown, you're going down in Donald Trump's America.
You're right. Existing while, having the wrong color skin in America, apparently. I don't know. I hate saying it like that because that makes it sound evil. But yeah, if you're
it is that
you're
fucking
a target.
evil.
You're a target. To them, you are the wrong color. To most of us, I just feel we're still arguing over skin color in 2025.
Yep.
The most superficial part of a human being, literally the surface of a person, and that's what we're basing entire judgments on because of skin color in 2025. Well, it's fucking idiotic.
Elon Musk just came out the other day and said that in not too long the small amount of whites left will be gone in the world. Like,
one can only hope.
I'm sorry, I don't have an attachment to the color of my skin that I happen to be born in.
Right. Why
it doesn't mean anything.
Right. You have allegiance to white people because you were born white. Shut the fuck up.
Right.
Ignorance.
I have allegiance to humans because I was born human. I guess you were not.
Why can't we do that? Why can't we do that? Right. Exactly.
You're arbitrarily picking one that just segregates us so you could feel like you accomplished something by your birth. Right. That's it. That's all white supremacy is we're better because we were born better. You didn't accomplish anything. You have these fucking racists, these bigots, these nationalists, these Nazis in this country talking about building a meritocracy, but yet they're racists and think that they deserve everything because they were born white. Explain how that's a meritocracy.
Right. Yeah, that's called privilege.
Oh, man. FIFA is corrupt as Trump.
I agree with that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jeanette. Hey, change your username.
Yeah.
Sneaky. Thank you so much for your support. Also, I guess this is now a good time. If you guys are able to, please share this video. It will post after we're live so people can still watch it, obviously. We need help on YouTube desperately to try and somehow. We were doing so good, and then we just kind of plateaued and haven't moved since. So if you could share this, interact with it as much as possible, post it on other platforms, we would greatly appreciate it. Also, as far as we know, Mike and I don't have any future events coming up. I haven't heard of anything.
Not in the near future.
Or in the near future, but we will definitely keep you posted on all of that. All right. So moving on, let's talk about how Donald Trump, he says it's because Mark Rubio took the initiative and did it, but we all know damn well Donald Trump was like, put my name on the Institute of Peace. So yeah, now it is the Donald J. Trump Institute of Peace. Oh my God.
You know who names buildings after themselves while they are still alive and in power? Dictators.
Right. Oh, also, yeah, Donald Trump made MLK Day and I forget Juneteenth.
MLK Day and Juneteenth are now no longer free admission on national parks. But guess
Donald
what
Trump's
day is?
birthday is. Yay.
Which happens to be Flag Day. So that's how they're going Flag Day and Donald Trump's birthday.
Right.
You know who celebrates their birthday while they're alive and still in power? Dictators.
Right.
Do you see the theme?
Yeah. I think I need people to really realize how evil these people are. Because if we're calling Donald Trump a fascist, if we're calling him a dictator, historically speaking, and I've said this before, and I'm going to try and nail it home here, but historically speaking, fascists and dictators will murder, will kill their own people to get their way. So do not put it past Donald Trump to attack America.
They're already disappearing people.
Right, disappearing people. It doesn't matter. That's what dictators do. So we can't sit here and think, oh, that's never going to happen in America, because all the things we said will never happen in America are fucking happening right now. So I need people to get it out of their head that this old fart, because Donald Trump might be a puppet leader at this point. He's literally just, they drug him up and push him out on stage, but there are evil fucking people behind the scenes running the show. Almost all of them are at the Heritage Foundation. You know what I mean? I mean, this entire network of evil, incompetent fools that are running this, I don't put it past them to attack Americans. I do not put it past them for a second. I feel like Stephen Miller wants ICE to kill people. I truly feel that Stephen Miller gets off on watching
He is a sick enough ghoul. Oh, he's a sick enough ghoul that he would sit there and watch the torture of someone just for fun and then go have tea.
And probably get aroused by it at the same time. So, all right.
Well, his wife said he's an animal.
Yeah, his wife said, oh, what did she call him? A sexual matador. That's what it was. I'm saying it's Stephen Miller, the sexual matador who eats mayonnaise for a snack. Yes, I said mayonnaise. Not on a sandwich. Just fucking mouthfuls of fucking mayonnaise. That's weird. That is weird. If I ever walk into your house and I'm seeing you just eating out of a jar of mayonnaise, I'm going to call the cops and tell them you're a serial killer.
Jeremy, the next time you're here, if you see me standing there eating mayonnaise, I expect you to just pack up your shit and quietly leave.
Yeah, because I'm going to think you're going to fucking skin me and like...
That said, I am so going to do that the next time you're here.
Just eat mayonnaise while you're looking at me.
No. I'm going to take the mayonnaise jar. I'm going to come downstairs. And I'm going to wake you up from that beautiful beanbag. And yeah. I'm just going to...
Just eating mayonnaise over top of me. I'm like, bro, I'm out. I'm leaving. That's so funny, dude.
Like, you want some of this?
Yeah. All right. So here's Donald Trump thanking Marco Rubio for renaming the Institute of Peace.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Marco, please stand. Thank you. And thank you for putting a certain name in that building. I said, boy, that is beautiful. That blew up last night. They said, that's a great honor. It really is. On this building, it's a great honor. Thank you very much. I assume you had a lot to do with that. Just a little bit. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Like you knew nothing about it. Get out of here. Shut up.
Even if he didn't, these people that are literally fondling his junk on a daily basis in front of the camera for some perceived benefit to themselves. Because again, we know there is no one Donald Trump won't turn his back on. So everyone that is there right now licking him clean is a target waiting to happen, because he'll throw Hegseth under the bus when it becomes obvious that he's going to get impeached. He's going to throw Rubio under the bus when it gets obvious that there's some horrible thing that we did that Trump gave the order for that Rubio happily carried out.
Right.
Like, I don't understand. At this point, you're complicit with Donald Trump because you support the mechanism that is using Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump doesn't have a goal except to just stay on a golden throne and ride it out till he's dead. That's all Donald Trump's goal is. He's not there for service. He's not there to help anyone. Okay, he's a tool. So the people that you are there serving are the mechanism that uses Donald Trump. So if you're still there happily jerking off Trump, who are you really doing it for?
You know, it's funny. This could actually work out in our favor because Donald Trump's going to throw Hegseth under the bus for obviously murder. murdering people. And then Hegseth is going to try and throw somebody, I believe his name is Admiral Bradley, under the bus. If this happens, then you're going to see high-ranking officials defy orders.
Yep.
If they blame this admiral for following orders, I guarantee
the
chain of command will break.
Because guess what? If they're saying that he did this without being given orders, that's bad enough. But if they're going to target this guy and saying, well, he followed an illegal order, well, then go after the person who gave the illegal order, because something that I understand the military holds very personal is if you give an order, you are responsible for that order. Well, Pete Hegseth is currently in charge of the United States military, and he's the one that gave the order to fire on those boats. Guess what? That's how this works. So if they're going to go down the chain and fire and throw under the bus the admiral that followed the order, then every service person in this country knows they are now no longer protected by their oath.
Right. Well, typically speaking, high-ranking, any military member typically does not make decisions on their own, especially when it comes to war.
No.
They are told what to do, and they carry out those orders. So I find it highly unlikely that a decorated admiral who's spent his entire adult life in service to the United States would just openly go rogue and start indiscriminately bombing random boats. I find that very hard to swallow. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. But anyway, that's all for the Institute of Peace. Again, Donald Trump is so desperate to be the president of peace. Oh my God, you want to see someone glazing the shit? This lady drives me freaking nuts. Nancy Mace. Go on any of her social medias, and this woman will nonstop glaze Donald Trump. He's the most energetic president ever. Hardest working, blah, blah. She's a sexual assault survivor who supports a pedo who has been found liable for rape.
But isn't she threatening to resign now?
I don't know. I wish they all would. Oh, my God, dude. The funniest moment happened. Nancy Mace posted a Christmas photo, right? And it's just like happy holidays. And she's kind of standing there with her hand on her belly, right? Like just kind of standing there like this. But everybody was like, oh, congratulations. Because they thought she was pregnant, bro. Her whole comment section is congratulations. When are you due? Oh, my God, that's so amazing. Turns out she just has a little bit of a pooch. And the hand placement made everybody think that she was pregnant. So
this is why we don't comment on anything regarding women's bodies, just to put that out there. Just to let that go.
I'm just God, these people just bring it on themselves. They bring it on themselves. I'm sorry. Okay, moving on. Donald Trump. We're going to talk about him falling asleep now because we showed you the medical experts saying, what they feel like is happening. And it makes sense. If Donald Trump, if there's a lack of oxygen and a lack of blood flow.
We know there's a lack of oxygen.
Yeah, we definitely. Well, at this point, there might be a lack of brain.
That's true.
Maybe that's why he's falling asleep. There's nowhere for the blood to go. The blood just gets up there and it's like, what? It's empty. Anyway, I want to show you a clip. This is when Donald Trump was on the campaign trail and he was going around doing all these podcasts. Here he is making fun of Joe Biden being asleep and Joe Biden's age. So I just want to play this clip before we show the clip.
Which, by the way, I'm sorry, I don't remember there being like a million clips or snippets or pictures or images of Joe Biden falling asleep.
No.
Like, if anything, you saw a still image, which was probably well-timed blink or something, or a nod, whatever the fuck. Yeah. And I'm not saying he wasn't old and probably nodded off once in a while at a meeting, because guess what? We all do that at every age.
Right.
But
and I'm sure they're boring meetings.
With Donald Trump, we have countless videos of just watching him pass out while his cabinet is talking to him.
While the GOP is going on the social media calling him the most hardworking, energetic president in history. Like, we have eyes, y'all. We can see him sleeping. That's the opposite of energetic. But anyway,
I want you to believe what the party tells you, not what your eyes tell you.
Right, exactly. It's like when you go to the grocery store, you know you're spending more money, even though they're telling you things are cheaper. Like
the party tells me it is cheaper. Right. All hail the party.
Yeah, it must be cheaper. They must be telling us the truth. But anyway, here's Trump making fun of Joe Biden.
He has one ability I don't have.
Yeah.
he sleeps. He can sleep. This guy goes on a beach and he lays down on one of those, 6 ounce. They weigh 6 ounces and you can't lift it. They're meant. No, they're meant for.
It's not even
My
funny.
God, are they
children,
gargling him?
young people and old people.
That is such a fake laugh. That was the fakest laugh I've ever heard.
I'm gonna slap my knee.
I know, right? Because it wasn't even funny. It wasn't even funny. And the picture that Donald Trump is referencing is Joe Biden on the beach, sitting
Guess what
in a
you do
beach
on the
chair,
beach? You pass out
sleeping.
and you sleep.
Right. That's a lot different than this video here. Watch.
War started, it never would have happened if you'd been president. But this war is going on, and the president is trying to end it, not because, listen, we got a million things to focus on in the world as a country, but he's the only leader in the world that can help end it. And that's why that's why even as we speak to
Rubio.
you
You
now,
have to be awake to
Steve
end it.
Witkoff
Oh,
is
he's
in
awake. Oh,
Moscow
no, he's out.
trying to find a way to end this war, to save lives of 9,000 people, Mr. President, as you want to know, are dying every week. More people.
I'm president.
Yeah. You know what's funny? They say he's vigorously listening. That's what their excuse is on the news. They were saying Donald Trump closes his eyes
He
so
listens
he can
sharper.
vigorously listen to what's happening in the room. Right. Have you ever sat in a room and just closed your eyes because you needed to listen a little
Let me tell-
harder?
If I was in a meeting, well, back when we had meetings in the same room, but if I was in a meeting at work where I was vigorously listening with my eyes closed, I would get a vigorous talking to after that.
Right. You would also be probably vigorously written up or fired. I've been like, well, this is so embarrassing, man. This is so embarrassing. There's obviously something going on. And honestly, it pisses me off that we have a leader, I put that in air quotes, I guess, who can't, he can't do his job. This man cannot do his job. Obviously, if he can't stay awake, he's posting at 3 a.m. 150 times. I mean, the guy's not well. I think he posted over 400 times that night. And then the 1 hour was 150. It was like something's obviously screws are loose, and nobody's doing anything about it. Don't think other countries aren't looking at us and just freaking drooling over the opportunity right now, because we have an idiot president, doesn't know what he's doing, so corrupt, easily bribable, with a completely unqualified cabinet. Almost nobody in Donald Trump's inner orbit is actually qualified for the job they do. Kash Patel? Really? You think that guy is qualified to run the FBI? The guy who wrote a children's book about Donald Trump being the king.
Like, this is
Okay.
you couldn't write a more incompetent group of assholes to run this country, but
Really?
the fact that they are so vigorously destroying it is terrifying, because they're really good at destroying it, but they're really bad at pretending they're not destroying it.
I know, right? There's so, and the lies are so over the top too. What was the one they were trying to spread the other day? Caroline Levitt. Oh, she said Tulsi Gabbard gave her evidence that Obama interfered in the 2016 election, an election he was not even involved in. But they've shown us no evidence. That's what they do good. They say they have the evidence and the proof, and then they just don't ever mention it again.
Because the problem is, 10 years ago, that worked for enough people. Because so much of MAGA is based off of illiteracy, media illiteracy, and incompetent thinking, that just putting out a rumor there that could spread on Facebook was enough. They ran a campaign on high school rumors to try and drum up enough racism and bigotry, and it worked.
Yeah.
The problem now is you have to run a country at some point. The country has to be run. See, that's the thing. It does matter who's in charge, because the country has to be run. Otherwise, it crashes and burns. So no matter what your political standing is, the mechanisms of government still have to get greased. Someone's still got to make sure things happen. And that's not happening anymore, on top of the fact that they're destroying everything.
Yeah. I think Donald Trump and his administration are about to do the world's largest rug pull using the U.S. economy. And actually, Mike, I wanted to talk to you about that. We'll talk about that more on Tuesday, because I think I think the stock market's going to completely collapse next year.
Great.
I think the AI tech bubble is going to pop. evidence I have right now so far, I've seen high-ranking or very high. All right, so Peter Thiel sold all of his NVIDIA stock, one of the highest performing stocks in 2025, and he sold almost all of his Tesla stock as well. The only reason somebody like Peter Thiel would do that is he knows something's coming and he's protecting his money.
Do you want to know one of the things that I think is a big indicator? Something's going on with the price of RAM. Companies are no longer selling RAM to gamers. They're selling because the demand from AI companies is so high that they're not willing to sell to gamers, and they want to sell all to the AI companies. Gamers are like have been single-handedly supporting like that type of industry for so long. Sure. If they're selling all of their RAM and all of their computer technology and hardware to tech companies, not to consumers, something big is coming. Yeah. And they're like, you're right, they're going to try and shift over the economy to digital currency, and because they think that crypto is a model that's functional. But it's a Ponzi scheme on top of a Ponzi scheme with absolutely no product.
Right. And so it's an easy way to bribe American presidents.
I think you might be onto something. I think they're going to crash. The economy is going to crash, and they're going to say to save it, we're going to switch to a digital currency, and it's just going to be.
It's part of Budget 2025. They do want all of this that's happening right now is quite literally in the book. So I do think there's going to be a massive collapse. Another indicator I've been looking at is mortgage foreclosures and car repos. Car repos are skyrocketing right now because people they're having to make choices. Do I buy food?
How about
or pay my car payment?
People making GoFundMes to pay their gas bill, to pay their electric bill.
Yep. GoFundMes have gone through the roof, and it's for basic necessities, not for starting a business or anything like that. No, people can't afford their utilities right now, and they're asking for donations. That's where we're at. And I'm afraid that's what's going to have to happen. We are going to have to support one another because our government is obviously, they don't give a shit. Obviously. The one thing they do give a shit about is oil, which brings us to our next topic. Venezuela. We are about to go to war with Venezuela. I forget what percentage. I think Jesse Waters does a little clip on it, but we have a massive part of our naval fleet off the coast of Venezuela. And again, it's not for drugs. This has nothing to do with drugs. I'm not saying that there aren't drugs in Venezuela. Yeah, obviously, there's drugs everywhere. But they're not a threat to us.
Even if it was drugs, let's look at, I don't know, fucking history. Blowing up a country to stop drugs does nothing because the demand is what drives the market. So all another country does is go, wow, we're going to pick up where that country left off, and we're going to now supply the drugs. So smashing the place where the drugs are made, allegedly, doesn't actually stop anything. That's not how you stop drugs.
No, you can literally just pick up the operation and move.
So stop. Stop.
You know what I'm saying? It's so stupid, man. It's so stupid. They want the oil. Here's proof. Donald Trump, 2023, talking about Venezuela's oil.
Venezuela. How about we're buying oil from Venezuela? When I left, Venezuela was ready to collapse. We would have taken it over. We would have gotten all that oil. It would have been right next door.
There you go. That's it. Out of his own
Excuse me. If that happened when I was president, that's what he just said, we would have taken over Venezuela. So what he was saying on the campaign trail is, if I had the opportunity when I was president before, I would have invaded a country just for its oil. And if I'm going to be president again, maybe I'll do that. Because what else is the implication of saying that? And now what's happening now that he's president? I'm going to go in there for oil. Also, but you can't just do that because you can't get the public on board with that because the public doesn't benefit from that. Because here's the other thing, what people need to understand. Okay. The United States is one of, if not the largest importer of oil on the planet, as well as exporter. Because if you didn't understand how capitalism works, it doesn't go by getting the consumer what it wants. It goes by getting the person selling it as much money as possible. So what oil is done in this country is American companies take all the oil we produce and sell it to other companies outside of the country. And then you need oil to power your car. So guess where that oil comes from? The same oil companies buy oil from other parts of the country and then sell it to you.
Yeah.
So they import it and then export it instead of just taking it out of the ground and selling it to you directly.
Right. Yeah,
which would be the lowest price.
Right. It's all a big game to these people. This is oil execs breathing down Donald Trump's neck. Again, Venezuela is the most oil-rich country on planet Earth. And again, we have not even seen so much as a dime bag full of drugs from this administration. All we have seen are boats that are being bombed. We have
just
not
so
seen
you know,
a single shred of evidence that there are drugs.
They've killed almost 100 people. They've murdered almost 100 people and sunk how many boats of drugs? Do you think, just hold on a minute, that as Jeremy said earlier, the most advanced Navy, military, any part of our war machine in the world would have taken just one of those boats and been like, look at all the drugs on these boats.
Right.
How about this?
Coast
They
Guard
could
does it all the
literally fake it. They could just take a
No
boat.
shit.
They could
No
take a
shit.
boat and just put a bunch of flour bags on the boat and go, look, we found drugs, but they're not doing that.
They could have literally just dressed up a couple dudes and made them look like drug smugglers. And you're right. They can't
But they
even
didn't,
fake
they're not
it.
even doing that.
That's hilarious, bro. Actually, you know what? This is a good time to play this video here. This is a real post from Donald Trump.
Christ.
Okay? This is top secret. You're going to understand why I'm laughing in a minute. This is top secret proof, a video that Donald Trump acquired of Venezuela militia training. Let me play. Bro, that is a real Donald Trump post. We caught the Venezuela militia training. Very serious threat, everybody.
Yes, because militias often train with crowds of people cheering on people.
Right. And yeah, they all train in yoga pants.
Yes. Yes.
That is an actual Donald Trump post, bro. That is crazy.
What's going to happen is, and this is serious, what's going to happen is Donald Trump is going, because let's face it, Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth have massive erections to be able to use military equipment and force. They really want proof that they're awesome, tough guys. Mm-hmm. So they are going to launch a ground invasion, and Venezuela is not going to just let it happen.
No,
and there will be video footage of United States soldiers murdering soldiers from other countries for no fucking reason.
Yep. And there's also going to be videos of our sons and daughters that are
dying.
serving this country dying for Donald Trump's greed.
We don't live in a time anymore where you can hide warfare.
Mm-mm.
Someone's going to get
man.
that.
Israel tried,
and it didn't work.
Nope.
And if Israel couldn't do it, no one's going to be able to do it.
Right, because Jesus Christ, they have their hands in everything.
They are a surveillance state and they are a military state, no matter what they want to pretend. If they couldn't control what was coming out of Gaza, which they could not, no one can.
No, I mean, I've seen videos of babies with heads missing and shit.
Yeah,
like that.
So what we're about to see in Venezuela, because guess what? They're going to do some bombs first, and then they're going to send troops in. And because Trump and Hegseth are stupid, they're not going to realize that it's going to be a guerrilla war. So when we go in there and march in and go, look, they ran away. We just got ambushed.
Yeah, and I don't have a whole lot of confidence in our leadership to come up with a proper military strategy to pull this off. Just a hunch, but
well, like you said earlier, generals and admirals are all told what to do. How many generals and admirals are going to be really willing to put in the time to devise a strategy for this illegal action?
I don't know. Honestly, the military's gone a lot further than I would even hope they would have at this point.
Bingo.
Yeah, another
Vietnam.
Yeah, another giant mess that we should not be involved in. But let me play a clip of just Donald Trump spreading lies about Venezuela to try and justify this war.
Have you checked back with President Maduro? I mean, is your pressure campaign working? And do you think how's he responding to your demand that he leave the country?
It's not pressure campaign. It's much beyond that, I think. But I spoke to him briefly, just told him a couple of things.
He looks so dumb with his white hair and orange face.
Sends us drugs, but Venezuela sends us
jaundice.
People that they shouldn't be sending. They emptied their prisons into our country. They sent us killers, murderers. They sent us
God, if he had jaundice, we'd never know.
At the highest level. They sent us gang members. They sent us people from their mental institutions. They emptied their mental institutions into our country.
He still thinks asylum is an asylum.
Right, guys. All right, so we got to explain. When he says they're sending people from mental institutions, he thinks seeking asylum is the same thing as a mental asylum.
You've been saying this for years.
Yeah, he doesn't know the difference. Just like he thought stealth jets were actually fucking invisible. I could show you that clip. That shit is hilarious. But no, again, we're starting a war with Venezuela, and this administration is extremely bad because we're all incompetent morons at justifying it. But let me play a clip of Jesse Waters talking about this war. And he actually tells us exactly how much of our resources are being dedicated to this nonsense.
Fox News alert, B-52 bombers are flying off the coast of Venezuela. Trump's not bluffing. Right now, more than 10,000 U.S. soldiers are built up in the Caribbean.
Trump's not
ships
bluffing
in Puerto
because he has a
Rico,
big
locked
package.
and loaded. Special operations helicopters were just seen flying 90 miles from Venezuela's coast. The chopper units used by Delta Force, Navy SEALs, and the Green Berets. The Black Ops were spotted off the coast of Trinidad. They're very important for search and rescue missions. Also spotted Little Birds. They're smaller but faster, designed for quick insertion of special operators behind enemy lines. The Ghost was also confirmed to be in the Caribbean. That's the nickname for MV Ocean Trader. It's the kind of ship that doesn't want to be found. It's designed for black ops.
So let's tell people where it is.
It's dark.
Right, and show videos of what it looks like.
There's more. 10% of the U.S. naval power is now in the region. It's a major shift.
10% of our entire naval fleet is off the coast of Venezuela. Imagine if we get attacked right now. Our resources are everywhere but where we need them. And that video, Jesse, I just counting dollars. I saw billions of dollars, taxpayer money, going to this war. And you know who's going to benefit from this war? Trump and the oil executives that are bribing him. This whole fucking fiasco with the ballroom. Okay? The reason they're donating their money because out of the kindness of their heart is because Donald Trump gave these guys hundreds of billions of dollars in military contracts, and now they're paying him back for the favors. That's where all these donors are coming from. And by the way, Donald Trump did fire the guy who tore down the East Wing of the White House. Apparently there wasn't even, I don't even know if they had blueprints drawn up. So right now, a third of the White House is laying in rubble, and we don't even know who's building it at this point. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure those people who donated all that money are excited about that. They're like, what? Oh, shit.
And I guarantee the guy that tore the White House down ain't getting paid because that's Donald Trump's MO. He does not pay people. My credit is probably better than Donald Trump.
Honestly, I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't own a business. I'm not a business owner, so I can't tell you how anyone should run their business. But if any person remotely related to Donald Trump in any capacity comes to you and says, we have a project for you, if you take that project, you don't deserve to run a business. You are a fucking moron. Sorry. That's it.
Yeah, this guy Bank. That's why we blame The Apprentice. I blame reality TV for this.
Of course,
this version of America. They made Donald Trump look like a good business person. It was all fake, but everybody in America at the time, again, thought reality TV was actual reality and not scripted.
Also, here's something
again,
even deeper about.
We're dumb.
No, but think about it this way. The average person has no idea what it takes to be a CEO of a company. So in watching that show, not only did people think Donald Trump was a genius, they thought running a company was as simple as assessing people on little competition shows and yelling you're fired.
Right.
They think that being a dick and saying you're fired makes you a leader. So they misinterpreted the quality of human being it takes to be a leader.
Right.
Not just that Donald Trump had those qualities. They don't know what it takes to assess someone with those qualities or without.
Yeah, and honestly, The Apprentice is Donald Trump's only successful business venture, and that's only because he didn't run it. He wasn't in charge.
God.
That's why it was all fake, yo. Donald Trump is an incompetent moron. And he is not the same guy. Mike and I have said this. He's not Trump from 10 years ago. Trump from 10 years ago, I believe, was still a fascist. He still wanted to be a dictator, but he had some of his brain cells left.
He had
That
a
has
little
obviously
more.
changed.
He had a little more in the game than he does now. Right now, he's just a Teddy Ruxpin with a dying battery, and you're like, why won't this thing finally die? Okay,
Right. But we can't
back then he was able to read the room. He was able to shift and flow with what's going on. He was quicker. He might have still said dumb shit, but it was his ability to just say anything quick and unabashedly support his own bullshit that made him charismatic enough to fool so many people.
Yeah,
but
'cause
right
he
now, he has no faculties. He can't even correctly.
Right. And I wish MAGA would take this more serious, because I know you guys have built your entire identity around Donald Trump, but he cannot be our leader anymore, man. The guy is not there. He is obviously extremely sick, and the White House is covering it up. We are vulnerable as a
And
country.
they don't
We
care.
have probably never
They don't
been more in danger as a country.
I would back that.
From foreign influence and attacks. You know,
Well,
this is
let's
something we
see.
should take very seriously.
We have Jesse Waters letting everyone on the planet know we have 10% of our Navy tied up in a bullshit operation.
Right.
Great.
Yeah, so the entire world, anybody that watches Fox News, I'm sure other world leaders are checking in on it to find out what's going on. But yeah, they know now that and they also know we have a top secret vessel, and they know what it looks like floating around.
This vessel that has no interest in being found looks like this and is exactly 1.5 miles off the coast of Venezuela.
I know.
north
What's
by
next,
northeast.
Jesse Waters? Are we going to
Yeah.
start doing tours of nuclear subs? Like, what
Yeah.
do we do? What else are we
Right
going to give
here.
away?
Dunk, dunk. That's where the
You know what
magic
I mean?
happens.
That's the nuke. All right, guys, that's all we have for today's show. Hope you enjoyed yourself. I'll be back on tomorrow with another episode of The Derp State with James. And then Mike and I will be back on Tuesday night. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video on other platforms so we can get out of this freaking plateau that we're in. Love you guys. Thank you for all the support. And we'll see you tomorrow.